Show. NT Show. Molly NT Show.
Hi guys, so today I am preparing stuffed shells, and I'm going to take you on my stuffed shell process and how I make stuffed shells and the ingredients that I use. I don't measure, but today is Sunday, it is my Sabbath, and um, I'm just getting ready to cook for my family for the day. So yeah, follow me along. Alright guys, so let's get started. First, a disclaimer. We don't really use substitute meats in our home. We usually use vegetables to substitute our meats, but we had some, and why not use it? And to show you that you can use it. If you don't want to, it's okay. Just use some mushrooms and extra vegetables in your dish, and it'll work the same. I have a pepper, a zucchini, and a squash, and I'm going to dice these bad boys up into small little bits so it can fit into our mixture that we will be creating with our shells. I also separated our peppers and our onions. I did use maybe a medium-sized onion. I'm going to heat up my pan and put some oil in that bad boy. You don't need a lot, so just a little splash. And when it gets hot, I'm going to dump my peppers and onions. I'm going to leave a little bit behind because I'm going to use that for my vegetable medley later on in the video. I'm going to keep stirring and stirring and stirring, making sure that it doesn't burn. You don't want it to burn. So I did put a little scoop of garlic in this mixture in the next clip. I do like garlic, so not too much, but just a little bit. And I do like the vegetables, the onions and the peppers, not to be all the way translucent. I like it to be still on the harder side, and then add everything else because it still will cook. But my vegetables, I do like it to be on the firmer side. So I'm about to just add my patties real quick in here. I'm trying to replicate ground meat. So I will be kind of chopping this up as we go, even though it's in the form of a patty. It came out all right. Like I said, if you don't want to use that, I actually prefer not using it than to use it. But just for the sake of this video, I wanted to use it this time. So I'm going to take a pinch of salt, another pinch of salt, and another pinch of salt. And we're going to put that in there. I'm going to put some smoked paprika and some adobo and some pepper in there. You don't need a lot. You season to taste, but I always try to season less and then add more if needed. Now I'm going to put my vegetables in there, or at least half of them that we had. And the reason why I add these in last, because I still want them to kind of be firm. So I'm going to work on my vegetable medley, and I'm going to put it to the side. I have 2 ears of corn, and I'm just going to go along the rib of them and kind of put it in there. I put it in a bowl so the corn kernels don't pop everywhere or go everywhere. And that's what it looks like. I also had some asparagus in the fridge, so I'm going to cut these into threes. I don't use the bottom part of the third section. I just use the top two. And the reason why I do this is because the bottom is very fibrous to me. Like, it's very tough no matter how hard I cook them, and it doesn't evenly cook. So I don't even usually eat them. But waste not, want not. So I will put the bottom part into my compost for my compost. So we put all of our stuff in there, and then we just take it in the back when it gets full and kind of stir it up with the dirt. So now I have my water. I should have put this on before, but wasn't thinking about it. So I have my boiling water going. I gonna let that boil, and I have my ricotta cheese and along with the egg, and I'm just going to mix it up. And you should get something that kind of resembles something like this. I'm gonna add my cheeses. I use mozzarella, and I also use mild cheddar. The pan is off right now, so you don't want it to burn. But it's still warm, so our cheese is still gonna melt. I had some mushrooms, so I'm gonna add that in also to my dish. I love mushrooms in any dish that I can possibly put them in. They just taste good and create just a little different texture. So yeah, that's what I usually use, to be honest. My water is boiling. It's already salted. So I'm going to add a little bit of oil in there. And I put about 2/3 of my jumbo stuffed shells in the box that was in the box. and we're gonna cook. It doesn't take that long to cook, and you also want to make sure that they're not completely like soggy. You still want them to be firm because they're still gonna cook in the oven. So now I'm gonna take my tomato sauce because we're about to layer. And it's about to get ready for the oven. So I'm gonna take my tomato sauce, and I am gonna add a little bit of sugar in there. To me, I like adding it in my sauces, pretty especially with tomato sauce. I just feel like it takes it from like still Italian, but kind of transcends a little bit to that southern type of taste. And my family is from North Carolina and Virginia and Alabama, so yeah, we like that. So I'm gonna take my sauce and I'm gonna put a small layer on the bottom, just like that. I didn't show it on here, but I do like a little thin layer completely on the bottom. I have my stuffed shells. I put them, strain them out, and I fill the pot with cool water. And we're just gonna stuff it with our mixture. My mixture is kind of cool right now. Once again, you want to make sure that it's not too soggy. You want them to still be firm. And once we're done stuffing it, we're going to put the layer on top of our stuffed shells, and then we're going to put another layer of sauce, and then put a layer of cheese, and we're going to just repeat this layer until you get the top. I only did about 2 to 3 layers. That's as much as this dish would fit, that I had. And I had enough shells as well as enough to just make it to the top. So it actually worked out perfectly. I usually have something left over. So we're gonna pop this in the oven for about 35 to 45 minutes, and voila, there is our stuffed shells. Lord, it looks delicious. I'm gonna show y'all a clip of when I actually put the fork in there so you could just see like a little bit. So if I just move this to the side, I don't want to cut into it, but look at that. It's a shell right there. I'm just gonna open that up, close that back, because we're gonna eat it when I plate it. But it looks yummy. So now we're gonna move on to my vegetable medley. Yeah, medley. We're gonna move on to our vegetable medley. I use this pan for my banana bread, which I didn't videotape because this was my first time making it, but it came out amazing. We tore that stuff up in like 2 days. So I'll do another video on that. But I have my vegetable medley, and we're going to put season this also with a little bit of salt, a little bit of garlic powder, and on the next clip you're going to see a little bit of better than bouillon. I like it a lot, so I'm just gonna use maybe about a half tablespoon, and there it is right there. It's not that expensive, it lasts a while, and it just makes your vegetables, like, that's pretty much all you need. And I usually use it for a decent amount of my vegetables depending on which one it is, you know. So it came out amazing. I only cooked this and let this sauteed in maybe for about 5 to 10 minutes or so. And that was pretty much it. All right, guys, look at this amazing dish. My stuffed shells I left in a little bit longer than I would have liked, and that's okay. My banana bread, we ate that for dessert with a little bit of ice cream. Some people use it for breakfast a couple of days later. Just amazing. The vegetable medley was amazing as well. And yeah, like, I really enjoy cooking. And of course, my baby, yes, right there. So who's always around? The kids are always around when the food is pretty much done. So if you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, and you guys have a blessed day.